Well, we got things going on in the rear diff. Yeah, bad things.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.
Well, Champaign Burban is in here, getting our rear diff worked on. Broke a couple of Yukon things in here. It doesn't seem to really be from beating on this thing, even though we do have 408 stroker and 6-speed manual with you know, a few things. Our first one, on the first rear diff, I blew up this little bolt, sheared off, and the pin came out and was just hitting stuff in there. And these ones, the pinion gear broke a couple of teeth off, and I haven't even really been beating on this thing. But at any rate, we're gonna put some Richmond gears in it, the same 538s, hopefully without too much trouble. And if we have any more trouble with this rear diff, it's gonna get something bigger than this 8.56, whatever they call it. But I hope it stays together, because I really don't feel like changing it out. But I think I might be able to get a 3/4 ton 6 lug or something that I can put in here. Word on the street anyways. I'd rather just drive it. You know, I don't know. Call me crazy, but I'd like to just drive it. And probably put more horsepower in it. You know.
Okay, I think I got it.
Yeah, you can do it that way. There's one way. It's weird, it just took that. See that? I don't know, maybe the pinion lash wasn't right. Because it just didn't feel right. Like just then. There was no, of course it took some damage on.
Yeah.
So that could have
It's hard to
shifted
know.
things.
Yeah, like with a chain reaction of failures, it's really hard to know what happened when.
It just happened. That's what we know. So the pinion, our pinion here, looks like this width of shims on here. And then we are gonna put our bearing on there. We're gonna press that on. I've got a couple of tubes here. I'll put it over on the press. Alright, I'm trying to set the tension on this. I can just feel this slight, I can feel a vibrate, or a little shimmy shake in it. So I'm going to pull it back off, separate that bearing off there, and stick us a couple more spacers in there. Okay, I had to go up to my buddies at Snow Machine to borrow their bearing splitter. Now we're going to put a couple more shims in here. 2 is in a couple. And then now we need to press our bearing back on. So I don't think that I understood that correctly. What I was thinking was the shims in here were to set the width in between here and help with the tension on the bearings. But I think all I did was move this pinion further out, which will contact the ring gear differently. I'm not sure how that's supposed to fit up, if I would need to take those back out, but I think the only way I can tell is by putting this in and checking what they call the lash, which is the insertion of the gear onto this ring gear, the pinion onto the ring, kind of like that. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get my other gear on here and then test fit it and see what we look like. If we need to take it back out and take those shims back out, we will. They're left-handed threads. Nope. Nope. We're not using the bolts. We're not using this ring gear, so it doesn't matter, but we still got to get the thing off. Left-hand threads on those bolts, people. Left-hand threads. I think I'm remembering why I don't usually do this. Well, there's a few things. This is one of them.
Yeah, well, that doesn't matter. But the same, you didn't even take the shims off of the old one.
I know, it came in new ones.
Well, yeah, but you got to take those off and measure them, so you know how many to put back on.
Well, I kind of just stuck them out there and measured them.
Here's your choices. You can put it back together. If it's too tight, it'll whine at you. If it's too loose, it'll rattle. It'll go chick 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 chick. It's too tight. You could have done without those 2 extra shims.
I think so.
Huh?
I think so. Okay, I'll try this again.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.